How to use the Diamond and Gold Design Kit. Once you have downloaded the PDF, there is actually two links, one for your file and one for the tutorial. However, that tutorial is a little bit longer, and I don't think that people are really paying attention or following it. So this one is just going to be about how to use the product and not actually what's inside the product. So once you get your file and you download it, it will take some time. So you will need a good connection because it is a large file. So once you download it, you're going to right click on it and extract to Diamonds and Gold Design Kit. Now this will be different on an Apple computer. If you're having trouble with your Apple computer, I would suggest contacting Apple in regards to that matter. Now once you have your file, you're going to have a folder in here. You're going to double click and you will double click to open up each of these items. Now on a Mac, you won't double click because of the issues with the Rosetta, and Apple and Adobe are not syncing, so they created a new software called Rosetta. I definitely recommend watching that tutorial. You'll have to enable Rosetta and do a few other things in order to get these to work. So with that being said, if you have Windows, it's pretty easy. If you have an Apple computer, like I said, you're going to have to contact Apple or watch a few more tutorials, or you can just go from Photoshop directly and open up the product. All right, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to double click on Diamond Scatter Brushes and it will open up the styles, double click to open them up, and then open up this and double click to open them up. Now there's large styles and small styles. For if you're creating tinier content, you want to use the small styles. So now we're going to open up Photoshop, and what we're going to do is create a new document, File New, and from here you can go to photo print. I'm just creating a 7x5 inch, 300 DPI, it doesn't matter, just press create. Going to click on the lock here and let's switch our colors here by clicking this arrow, press Control Delete. Now we have a black background, which is more visible towards gold. You can use whatever color you want. I'm just going to use black because it's easier to see in the video. So then I'm going to lock this layer by clicking the lock icon, and then I'm going to create a new layer by clicking the plus icon button, okay? And I'm just going to name this layer Brushes. You don't have to name the layer. I'm just doing it for, whatever sake. All right, so then you're going to go over to your palettes, and I'm just going to put it over here so you can see it better, the brush palette here. And then you're going to scroll down wherever your brushes are, click on the Diamond Scatter Brushes here. I have the first one selected, and you can't see anything because we need to switch the foreground color again. So just select it and select white. You can also select this and select a color if you want, but you can see you can add it, but it doesn't have the gold effect to it, so we have to add a style. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, and we're going to click on Styles. Okay, so from here you have many different gold styles that you can choose from. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go back to our layers, and I am going to select a style from our Styles menu, and I'm just going to select this one right here, and it is a little bit farther down. These are all the diamond styles, so this is the first gold one. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to paint across. And as you can see, it's very crispy. It looks pretty good. So what you're going to do is go back to the layers, and if you go to pattern overlay here, pull up your pattern, so you can change the size here, 25 to 50 to 100, however you like, but I'm just going to leave it at 50. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to keep going from there. We can just go back to the styles. We can select a different style. I'm going to select this one this time. And now we have this one. I'm going to call it Brush 2. All right. And then I'm going to select a new sparkle here. And you can paint however you like. If you do circular motions, it will, if you just start painting in circular motions, it will have a circular effect. If you paint like that, it will have, you know, a horizontal effect. You can do edges. You can paint circles. You know, you get the point. So I'm going to select another style. I'm going to go to the silver one. And this one has like a multicolored effect. And this one has a really shiny gold effect. So let's select a different brush. As you can see, I'm selecting different variations of the styles too. This is pretty quick. It's one click style, so you can choose any one. This is like a gold crusty gold. And this has like a sparkly effect. So you can choose different colors. There's a diamond effect. Each one has different effects, so you can choose the one that's right for you. So this one has a little bit of a less, I don't know, it looks more dusty like. So you don't want it to be so bright in here. So, and this one is really, really shiny. So each style has different effects. This one is a lighter style. Now, what you can do is if you wanted to make these, say, sharper, you can duplicate that layer once you get the style you want, and it will make it brighter. You can also merge these together, merge layers once you're done with the style, and you can go to filter, and let's see, filter gallery. Wait a minute. Okay, it's filter, sharpen, smart sharpen. And you can sharpen this and it'll make it sharper as well once you get done with your design. Of course, I'm going to press Control A and delete that. So I'm going to go back to styles and I'm going to select this one, and I am going to just keep clicking so you can see the different effects here. So this is something that you'll have to play with, move it around, experiment. And it shall work in different ways. Each brush works differently. So you see how this one is a large, really large brush. So if you want a large stamp glittered brush, so if you wanted to, let's say, make this a little bit smaller, you could, or you could leave it like it is. Like I said, that is a very large stamp brush. Now, if you wanted to have a little bit more rounded effect, you could come in here, and what you'll have to do is you'll have to rasterize this first, and you could go around the edges and delete some of this. I'm going to put my hardness all the way up, my opacity all the way up, and my flow all the way up, and just delete some of these edges here. You can make it smaller. Caddywhack it, however you like it. And you can make a more rounder effect if you don't like the way that it is. Can create a variation here. Now, the reason why I made this a stamp brush is because some people really just don't have the knowledge to make these the way to paint them on. So sometimes people just prefer the stamping effect. So once you have it like that, you can save it out as a ping and just add different effects to it. You can also change the styles. You can change it to different effects. And it has just, each style will create a different effect. Now this looks more like diamonds. So that's pretty cool. Some of these are brighter than others, and some of them are duller than others to create varied effects. So not all of them will be super shiny. Some of these you'll have to change, and some of these are with strokes. So this one has a stroke, so it wouldn't go with this one. So some of these are also styles for the fireflies. So if it's not looking good on the gold, it's probably for something else. So you'll just have to play. There's plenty of styles here to play with. This looks more like a gold nugget, and so does this one. And this one you can clearly see is not for the this particular type of brush, and neither is that one. So probably these ones on the end are probably for the text or for a different thing. So like I said, there's lots of brushes in here, and some of the styles go with it and some of them don't, so you'll just have to play with it. So like this one. So this one is better for the dynamic brush, and you can see for the stamp brush it doesn't really work out well. So some of these styles are for free-flowing brushes and some of them are for stamps brushes. You have to understand that stamp brushes are fixed. So when you add the style to them, the style has to be exactly created for exactly that size. So if you want to change the size of the style, you'll have to go into the layers and change it if you want to use that particular style. Now, the dynamic brushes, these are dynamic brushes. They're flowing brushes. So the style has to be in a seamless way so that no matter where you paint, it looks good. So, of course, they're not going to look the same. The styles aren't going to look the same. That's why they have different variations. And that comes with just a little bit of experience with working with brushes and working with styles. And so I just wanted to reiterate that you're going to have different effects with different brushes and styles. So I hope that this answers your question. I hope that, it helps. You also have sparkles that can go on top of the brushes to make them shiny. And then I wanted to show you the diamonds too. Okay, so you want to start by creating a new layer. So I have a layer here and I'm just going to call it diamond. And the diamond is here. And I'm going to use this brush, the diamond string brush. This is a dynamic brush. So if you paint this out with white, it looks good with the diamond already. But let me enlarge it a little bit. If you click on this style, which is a little bit from the top, it's going to have a more robust diamond effect. Okay? So that looks really cool. And you can paint in a circle. You can make like necklaces. You can make borders. If you hit Shift on your keyboard and you go across, it'll make a straight line. Now you have to click here and press Shift and go down, and then click here and press Shift and go down. Now click here and press Shift and go up. And it's not exactly lined up, but you can also do this, which was in my other tutorial, but I guess nobody watched it. So I'm going to delete this and I'm going to show you a new trick. So I'm going to click on that style again and I'm going to select a square. Okay. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to lower the size just a little bit, probably to about 15. I don't know. Let's do 10. Actually, let's do 9 because that looks like a good smaller size. Now we're going to go to the paths. And I have it already open here, but you can go to Windows and then select Paths, but I already have it open. So I'm going to select this little weird thing here. It looks like a circle with little things on it. So we're going to select that. And then we're going to right click on Work Path and we're going to select Stroke Path and we're going to choose Brush. And we're going to press OK. And now we're going to select these marching circle ants and then press Deselect. And now we have a diamond border that's perfect, and then we can add this style here to it. We can add this style too, which is a little bit more brighter, and you can create all kinds of effects using this. So that's really cool. We have different diamond effects here, and if this is too large for you, what you can do is you can click on the FX button, go to Pattern Overlay, and select 25. And press Snap to Origin, and it makes it smaller. You can also change the angle. Just drag to the left or the right, and you can slide it around. You can add a color overlay to it. I'm just going to press like a little pink, and I'm going to press hue. Or let's do normal nope, some of this blending mode. So linear burn typically works good. Hue or saturation and luminosity. Sometimes these will have, you might have to, there it goes. Okay, so hue is working pretty good. You might have to do a couple of these. And let's see here. And another thing is you can also rasterize this layer and then do a color overlay on that and choose the pink and choose the hue and saturation, because sometimes when you have the style, or go to normal and just bump it down, or you can just play with the different blending modes, but sometimes you'll have to rasterize it because sometimes it doesn't like the style added to it. So here we have the color, and this is adding it back in, so you can add that to it, and that creates like a rose gold diamond. And you can duplicate that layer, rasterize it, and then play around with the different blending modes, add different things. It's you know, it's all experimental. You'll have to play with this, like I said. Before asking questions, it's really important that you play with the content, play around with it, and get an ideal or gist of it. So it's basically mixing and matching the styles to the brushes, and basically having, you know, fun with it. There's other things in this package too as well. So it also includes some free flyers. It includes the links to the fonts, and you can see which brushes and which content that I use to create this. And I'll show you the other ones that are in here too as well. So here's a free diamond shape, and it has the styles on here. So these are the examples of different styles that you can use. And so you would just go in here and you would copy the style, and you can use that style from there, or you can use it from the styles palette menu. And here is another example file that you can use to start painting on and making backgrounds. Here I have one of the mason jars with the fireflies in them that you can use. It's already pre-created, so you can just grab and copy and paste that. So that's pretty cool. All the fireflies are at the bottom. So if you select like a light yellow color, press OK, create a new layer, and just dab. And these are stamp brushes. There's a few. These are line ones, and you can just stamp. And that's basically it for this. You have these. You can make clusters of fireflies. And you have diamond glitter. Of course, this is a stamp brush. So if you click on that and you add the diamond style to it, it's going to make it clustery. Like I said, you'll want to rasterize that layer, and you can erase any parts that you don't want or it doesn't look appealing to you, however you like. So that is that. There's a lot of brushes in here. There is, I believe, okay, so I have over like 300 different products, so I had to go back and read. So there is approximately 50 dynamic brushes and 50 non-dynamic brushes. So you have over 100 brushes here, ranging in different styles and different categories. Like this is like a diamond necklace type brush. It has that effect. So you can make rope necklaces with this that are all just like complete diamonds, and then you can add the sparkles to it. Like I said, you have these as well. Make them larger. You can see the diamonds there. These are the diamond cluster brushes. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see this. So they look like a cluster of diamonds together. And those are dynamic. Some are stamp and some are dynamic. So these are fancy particle diamond brushes. So you can make like, I don't know, whatever you want to make with it. You can make like like diamond dust. And it depends on the angle. This is dynamic, so you can make these into borders. You can make them however you want. You can change the styles and effects. So I switched it to this one, which is a little bit sharper. So if you change the styles, this one is a little bit light. It's like a dusty light. So if you're going for like a dust effect, I would select that one. That one's an even lighter dust. And each one has different varied effects. So you just have to go through the different styles. This one is definitely for the stamp brushes, but you can change the size of this to fit. You're going to want to change the scale or the direction of it, but this one is for a stamp brush, so it's really not going to work out because of the way that it's made. So you wouldn't want to use that one on that. So, and you have this as a gold chain brush. So I'll just go ahead and show you that one. So if you select the gold, it looks really pretty. It's a really good, pretty gold chain effect. You also have pearls. You can make string lights. Let me create a new layer so you can see that. And has different effects here that you can do. You have the heart brushes, so I'm going to change that. Hold on one second. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to add this diamond style effect to it. So you have these diamond heart brushes that you can use. You have the texture glittering brush. So this is really cool because the glitter shows up as you're painting, and these are perfect for string lights. So if you go like that and you just paint down, you can make some really cool effects. So like I said, you should really play around with the brushes and you know, play with the styles and the brushes and go back and forth. It's really with Photoshop, it's not like if you're looking for something that's like pre-made and a ping, then that's something that you would buy separately that's like completely like that. But with brushes and with the styles, you're going to have to create and make your own designs, which is the whole point of Photoshop. So you'll add different styles and different effects to it to create your own styles. I created some examples for you guys to use. So if you want to use those examples, you're more than welcome to, but you're free to create your own. But you'll have to add the styles according to the way that the product is intended. I hope this video helps, and I hope that, you know, you'll get some use out of it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.